See, we are live.
Okay, fantastic. So, Mara, the first thing I need you to do is just give me an introduction. Tell me your name and your relationship with, you know, you're the dad and a manager. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
My name is Mario Vallejo, and I am the father of the two brothers, Nicholas and Matthew, and I also manage the band 24/7.
Okay, fantastic. So, how did that come about, you managing the band?
Um, well, um, these guys started a long time ago, and it kind of just, with my background and some of my experience and stuff, and just, when I saw that they had some potential, we kind of decided as a group, or I say the group, the brothers and myself, my sons, that we kind of wanted to, have a manager, and what better than to have the dad do it, and of course have the best interest in mind, and that's kind of how that started,
Tell me
and
about
then
your background.
I just basically my whole family's been involved in music for it's always been a part of our lives, from owning dance halls to radio stations to basically some real popular groups here in Texas. So it's always been a part of my life. It's always been in my background from my dad to his dad to it's just been part of the Vallejo, um, just part of the family. It's just something that's always been part of the Vallejo family.
Did you want to be a musician growing up?
I'm sorry.
Did you want to be a musician growing up?
Not really. I was just your typical kid that liked rock music. I played the guitar and stuff like that, but never went nowheres with it. I was always big into sports, that kind of thing. But no, to answer your question, no, I didn't really want to be a musician. I was just your average kid that just liked to listen to rock and roll and have fun.
Where does this heavy metal come from? Like the boys doing heavy metal? Is that something that you listen to, or did it kind of come out of left field?
As far as them playing heavy metal,
Yeah.
no, they're really not what I would classify as a heavy metal band. They're just a straight up rock band. They're not what I would call a heavy metal band. No, no, they're just rock music, just good, clean, good rock music.
Okay. So, what kind of sacrifices have you and the family made to make this dream happen?
Well, I'll start off when the kids were very young. They, at a very young age, Nicholas was probably around 6. We started bringing him weekly up to Austin for music lessons. So Tuesday would be like I used to work shift work. I'd get off Tuesday morning like at 6, get a couple hours sleep. It was a routine thing. We'd pull him out of school early. We'd drive up to Austin and we would get back into town. You got a little first grader that's coming back into town at back home at basically midnight when all the other kids his age at that time were at home asleep with mom and dad. He was out doing the music thing and kind of I have some cousins that live here in Austin, and they've been doing music for a long time. So we'd come to their house studio, hang out, and so that goes back to them being around music their whole life. The boys have that's basically kind of second nature to them is music because they're constantly around it.
Okay. And I mean, did they ever want to quit? Like, that sounds like a lot of work.
No, I mean I always told my wife and I always told the boys that as long as they're having fun with it and they are happy with doing what they're doing, we support them 110%. I always tell the guys if it's not fun, hey, it's let's don't do it. But with that being said, there are times where myself and them, where hey, Dad, let's take a little break, right? And they do their thing. They do the kids thing. They do, they have their own, they got their own stuff going on. They both play sports. They're very good at that, and we support them just as much in the sports part of things. And as long as the kids are happy, the boys are happy. Me and my wife both support them 100%, and they got a good core. The whole family. From both sides. My wife and myself. They support these guys, and they want to see them succeed because they've seen from a young age that this is something that they've always been reaching for. This is something that this is kind of their thing, and I just support them, and I help them where I can.
Okay. And as a manager, what kind of things do you do for the boys?
Well, as being their band manager, I play two roles as a dad first and as a band manager. But I would say my role is to handle the behind the scene things. I mean, You know, I want them to concentrate, and they concentrate on the creativity side of things. I handle all the booking, the website, you know, the dealing the day to day with the emails, and you know, trying to. They just had a CD that just came out, you know, and of course I'm you know, send them to you know, to whoever wants to listen to them. Try to get them radio interviews. Try to get them you know, any kind of endorsement or sponsorships that we can. My oldest, he just got picked up with Paul Reed Smith Guitars. They are. He also got picked by a pedal company. I'm currently working right now trying to get my the drummer, trying to get him some kind of artist deal or endorsement type package with a certain drum company right now, and so that's what I do. You know, I do all the stuff that the management type stuff, the stuff that most bands don't have the time to do with or don't want to do with, because you know their job is to make music and create music and to keep it, you know, to keep it fresh.
Are you doing this full time, or you have a day job as well?
I have a day job, so
What do you do?
I work at a chemical plant, and I'm a safety. I'm in safety process management safety.
Okay. Do you ever, you know, clash with your sons when it comes to band management? Like you want something one way and they want to do something else. Do you guys ever have those conflicts?
No, I mean, we have a good system. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. We do have our disagreements, as you know, dads and sons do. But we do have a good, what I would call a business relationship. You know, I do talk to my boys. Say, hey, you know, we do have our meetings as you know, myself and the boys, and then we have a band meeting. We try to make everything equal. There's a voting type system that we have. Everybody has an equal vote, and I only step in when I feel that I need to or have to. But for the most part, you know, you know, I want them to kind of do things on how they want to do it. You know, I just kind of just make sure everything's in order or how it needs to be. But as far as the creativity side of things and the direction they want to go, ultimately, it's as long as it's in a positive manner. You know, I support them and give them all the tools and things that they need.
Okay, cool. And what about your wife? How does she support the band?
My wife, she's great. She is awesome. She basically, for instance, you know, we have all the rehearsals at our house upstairs, and you gotta understand that we have a little bonus room up, you know, just right above our garage. You know, it's a real small room, and ever since these guys were little, you know, they're banging away, making all kinds of racket and stuff, and she never bats an eye. She just, you know, she's always got a smile on her face, you know, and never bothers her if she's had a bad day, she's stressing out for whatever reason. You know, she understands that's their passion, that's what they love to do, and you know, sometimes, like I said, we have the band rehearsal at our house, and you know, with parents and friends of the band members and stuff, I mean, we may have 15, 20 people in our house, and she's playing, you know, hostess and making sure everybody's comfortable and has drinks, and you know, she's great. And last night, my boys had a little show with my cousins here last night in Austin. You know, and she was selling merch, and you know, she was you know, not only there to support them, but also there to you know, to on the business side of things. You know, she has her roles that she does as well, and she's you know, behind them 110%.
Cool. What do you feel like is the biggest obstacle standing in the way of the band, quote unquote, making it?
I'm sorry to hear you.
What do you feel like is the biggest obstacle standing in the way of the band making it?
Right now, you know, what we're starting to see kind of a lot is their age kind of I wouldn't say it hinders them. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, because they do get a lot of attention because of their age. They're a lot younger than most bands that are out there, and they're kind of what I would call a little further along musically and professionally than a lot of bands their age, and so that's a good thing. But then you run into the place, well, you know, as far as where you play, you know, there's not lots of places. They either got to be restaurant based or all age venue, and they played at some great places. Don't get me wrong, but that's been kind of an obstacle to where the level they're at right now. It's you know, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like you're playing the bar venues, that type of things, and you kind of run to the wall to where, well, you know, I mean, you know, their crowd's going to be younger based. I can't sell alcohol, and from a business, you know, side of things, I understand that. So we look at avenues like this, and you know, we play lots of festivals and lots of family oriented things to where, the age factor don't really come into play. But that's the biggest obstacle that I would say that I've faced. That it's just kind of their age. I mean, kind of a young group.